Welcome to the Medium at Heart podcast. I'm Angela.
And I'm Annette.
And my sister is a medium, which means
I talk to your loved ones on the other side.
Shout out to Ben, our producer. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Hey, what's up, ladies?
Great to see you.
Nice to see you again.
We're going to jump right in today with a story that my sister has about validation. So first, Annette, why don't you give us a little bit of background on what a validation is?
Okay, a validation. When I do my readings, the other side loves to validate that they're around you. So they'll talk about the goings on. They may even describe your surroundings at the time of your reading. They love to talk about the colors around you. And they'll talk about, things that obviously I would have no idea about. And that's really good validation. So I did a reading for someone, and the reading I did for him was mostly questions he had about some decisions he had to make in life. So the other side helped me answering them, giving him a timeline of when these things were going to happen. And he had some really good validation, which to me, validation just gives you so much more hope, especially when they give you answers that you're looking for or when you have to wait till a certain time for something to happen. So I always do my one last at the end of the reading.
So one last is
something that I ask the other side for through my readings, and they're used to it by now. Sometimes I don't even have to ask, they just do it. But my one last is something that I give to my client a really good validation. Again, it just feels so good to know that you have, your loved ones around you and that they're helping and guiding you. So I said, and it was his uncle who came through. So I said, okay, give me one last, make it a really good one. So he just showed me the words, blue skies. And I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I'm like, do I have to interpret that? Because they don't just talk like we talk to each other. They're on a different energy level. So I say again, okay, so what is it about the blue skies? What is it? So all he kept doing was showing me blue skies, blue skies. So I said, okay, I'm just going to say it. So I said to him, okay, I have one last message for you. I said, your uncle is saying blue skies. So he said, oh my God, said a few choice words and said, the pad that I'm writing the notes on says blue skies on it.
wow, what a moment.
Isn't that a really good validation?
Ben.
And you know what that did, I noticed? I mean, his energy sort of started to shift when I was speaking to him. But with that one last really good visual validation, I just felt him have so much peace about the upcoming challenges that he had.
Wow. Knowing, right, Ben, that his loved one, and in this case it was his uncle, was really nearby and really close, which is what people want to know, Annette. Is my loved one nearby? Can they hear me? Are they helping guide me through these difficult decisions?
All the time. You just have to ask. Like, I always say to people, like, talk to them like like if I went to you and I was like, okay, Angela, I need help with this, and you get specific and, I'm telling you the story on what I need help with. That's how I talk to the other side, and they always come through. And again, with the validation messages, I find also that it sort of confirms things for people. Like if he asked a question, well, when will this, happen for me? And I say, okay, your uncle's saying about 6 months. It just confirms that, okay, now I have hope. 6 months is going to be here. I'm going to do everything I can up until that 6 month mark, to make it happen. If that makes sense. You know what I mean?
I think it gives people a lot of hope.
Yes.
And energy to move forward. And I think it's inspiring.
It feels really good.
Oh, Annette, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, if you are watching us on YouTube or on another platform, because we are on Spotify, we're on YouTube and all the socials, what you would be seeing is a plate of ginormous cookies and some licorice all sorts. So these are very colorful, the little square licorice with the pink and the yellow in there. And the licorice all sorts are in honor of my mom. So when we do this podcast, of course, we always bring food because food is love in our lives, right? We grew up with food being our love language, and that has not changed. And Annette just ate a licorice. Save that one for me. I like the jelly one. And so my mom loved licorice, all sorts. So one of the ways that we celebrate our loved ones who've crossed over is to enjoy their favorite food, music, location, and so much of that brings out the conversation about our loved ones, which we also think helps keep their memory and their love alive, because love is eternal and ever present. There's also cookies on that plate, but I don't know that they have special meaning, or you just like the way they looked at the bakery.
I honestly just like the way they look. So I got 2 of them.
Then you're going to have to try those cookies.
Yeah.
They look incredible. You have another story of validation, which is especially interesting because it goes to the question of how do our loved ones communicate with you so that you can communicate those messages to us? Because sometimes it comes in the form of a visual message.
So when I first started doing readings, I used to have to piece everything together in my mind because, again, they just don't talk in full sentences because it's a different energy. And it was a challenge. But again, it's like anything. The more you do it, the better you get at it, right? So I had a reading for this woman, and she had lost several people. But her dad was very strong, and he came through with a lot of messages and answered a lot of her questions. And he did a lot of reminiscing. Like, he described the house that they grew up in, how they used to go up the staircase in the back, using the back door down the long driveway. So it was really cool that I was able to also sort of experience and see what her childhood was like through his messages. So what did I said to him, okay, I need my one last, make it a good one. Okay, so he showed me a picture of Zsa Zsa Gabor. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with this? Now, this is me speaking in my head. And I do ask my clients, sometimes I'll say, okay, just give me a minute. I'm going to pause for a moment. So I was like, is it for a TV show? Does she know this person? Where's the connection? How am I doing this? Again, just kept showing me the picture, So I said, okay, I have one last message for you, before I send all your loved ones back to you. I said, I just have to say, sorry, hold on. It was so good to hold on. I feel like there's somebody else here. Hold on a second. Okay, so strange. Let me tell you this message first, and then I'll get to the other thing. So he said to me, so he showed me the picture, and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to say it, because that's what I do now. I just say it because, it means something. I said, I just have to tell you your father's saying Zsa Zsa, and I didn't even get Gabor out, and she started to cry, and she said, oh my God, she yelled it. She goes, that's my dog. Her name is Zsa Zsa.
Oh, how cute.
And she's with my dad.
And his way of telling, so the dog was with her father on the other side, and his way of telling her that
was to show
you the picture.
So he showed me the picture because I recognized this person and I know her by name from, TV. I don't know why he just didn't say Zsa Zsa, but I don't know why they can't do that
and
sometimes.
you knew that was Zsa Zsa. I give you major props for that. So your pop culture and your...
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't say that much, but at least her I knew, and I was able to give that message to her. But isn't that really cool?
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
The dog, oh my gosh, our dogs mean so much to us, our pets.
Yeah. And sometimes when I tell stories, I get energies coming through and they distract me, but now it's all clear. I don't know why they just stepped out, but they like to do that. I swear they like to play games with me. I think it was somebody for Ben for sure.
Someone for Ben.
Oh man, who's coming in there? I mean,
when we've been doing this, when we've done previous episodes, you've had people come through for Ben before.
Oh yeah, sure. And I welcome that. That's fine, but they stepped back out, but I'm sure they'll be back. No worries.
Wow, Ben. Ben is so delightful and wonderful, and just props to you, Ben, for everything that you do.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
So, the Zsa Zsa was
okay.
really...
So that's how he got it, the name through to me,
to show you a picture,
somebody who I'd recognize.
So this is one of the ways the other side could communicate. It could be through a photo, or it could be showing you a visual reference.
Yes, I explain it to people because sometimes when I explain it to people, like I see it in writing, they're just like, and that's fine. I don't expect everybody to understand it like I do. So I say, it's like I see index cards. They write things on index cards for me. That's how I explain it.
Wow. You have quite an interesting gift, Sissy, my sister. Which, by the way, I want to mention, my sister has had this gift since she was a child, since childhood. And she would have the people come around, but it was a little bit something that you didn't know what to do with for a while there.
No, I did. Even though, mom was open about her abilities, I was always just like, I think I was more scared of what people would think of me than actually speaking to the other side. Wow. So I think I just became really, really shy and quiet.
And you didn't share
No.
that information.
No.
And then at 28, when you had your open heart surgery, that's when you started to embrace your gift and nurture your gift.
Yeah, it's who I am. And now, obviously, I don't really have that much insecurities about it. Like when you're younger, you will always worry about what people are going to think of you. Not anymore.
Oh, I love it. I love it all so much. I do want to get into our feel goods. So first, give us a little summary of what a feel good is.
So I love feel good. So feel good is something that makes you feel good, and it can take 3 minutes, 5 minutes out of your day. So just do anything. Like I love music. So my feel good is my favorite songs. And now I have so many songs on my playlist. So I just pick, either I'll listen to them all or I'll just pick one if I only have a short drive. And I feel really good. I feel like it puts me in alignment. It's good vibration. I'm not allowed to say anything about food that makes me feel good. So I'm not going to say
you
that.
Can say that you like certain foods. No, here's what I say about food. I think because food is our love language and we love food. And I think it depends, there's different feel goods for different people. And so if you said to me, if I could tell you, okay, my feel good is cookies because I love those Italian cookies.
Oh, yeah.
I would eat the whole box.
No, I agree. I think what my feel good I'm only kidding you. The feel good around food for me, which is food is my feel good, is sitting around a table with either friends, family, or both and enjoying a really good meal. To me, that's a feel good because I feel like when you're sharing a meal, like there's always laughter. There's always something that's going to bring a smile to your face. So that's a really good feel good. But I have a really good feel good. Can I share it?
Yes.
Okay. So sitting at work on Friday and I was just thinking and I was like, I feel like it's time to get another dog.
Oh.
Right? So I went online and I just started looking at dogs and it felt so good because I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm starting the process, right? I'm manifesting it. I'm looking at really cute dogs that I want. So that was my feel good. It felt really good because I know it's going to happen.
And you were in that because what happens is when you do those things these feel goods, you are feeling, which is really important. Speaking it is important, thinking it is important, but feeling it, I think that's the jackpot of achieving it. Is the feeling, having the feeling of it.
Yeah.
By the way, we did have some audience feel goods I want to read to you that we got.
Okay.
Our email is mediumatheart@gmail.com, and we're on all the socials, so you can reach us through that as well. I want to read you a couple of audience feel goods. So, excuse me, let me put on my readers. Very fancy. From one of our listeners, audience members, I ordered paint by numbers. Those come through your Instagram feed, and they look so pretty. I ordered paint by numbers to help me relax and tap into my artistic side and be fully present. I do my paint by numbers while listening to opera. And it's not about rushing through to finish the painting. It's about being fully present and intentional while I'm doing the painting. It's kind of like a form of therapy. I'm enjoying the process. So thank you to our audience member, Joseph, for sending that. We appreciate that. Another feel good. This one, Annette, came to you directly. Dinner on the beach.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's peaceful.
Oh, just take a minute and imagine having dinner on the beach.
Yes.
Taking that time. There's so many things in life that we put off and we say, we'll get to it. Annette and I are here to tell you, life is now. Do it now. Do your feel good. Here's another one we got through our medium@heart Gmail. Getting my car washed is such a feel good. they write, not only for the obvious reasons of how it looks and having car confidence when I pull up somewhere, but it feels good to take care of the things that I am grateful for.
That really, I agree with that because it
That's a good
does feel
one.
good when you drive your car after it's been washed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. And now we want to ask Ben, producer Ben, what is your feel good?
So, all right, my feel good. So there's sometimes when, some days you're feeling a little down. One way that I like to really cheer myself up is, it's going to sound a little weird, but I do like asking people how their day is. But not just, how's your day? I ask, what's a highlight that has happened today? So it makes them really sit there and go, this person actually wants to know that's something that happened. And then it's just that small talk can sometimes just kind of lift my spirits up, and just it's crazy. You go to different places. You're going throughout the day. It's also another real take a step back and slow down a little, right? Everyone's going through, a Chipotle line. They're not asking how their days. Everyone's just serving. It's there's no that human connection. So when I can make a real good human connection, that's a good feel good for me. So
That's a good one because you're not only feeling good, you're making them feel good.
yeah. I think that's where I like making other people feel good. It makes me feel good.
That's your
That's
feel good.
nice. That's nice.
wonderful,
That's
Ben.
good. Very
You're the
nice.
coolest. We're so lucky to know you and have you in our lives. My feel good was, so I have been enjoying thrift stores and home goods. So I love home goods. And I don't know what it is about home goods. I feel like people in home goods, if you notice, they're it's like a hypnosis. We're all just moving through. I call it home goods hypnosis, and we're looking at pretty things, and everyone's really nice to each other. And we're all in the same sort of vibe. And I love tchotchkes. I love little plates, and I love candles, and I love little sculptures and things like that because I want to make my house beautiful. And so I've done that in thrift stores as well, and you can find these treasures. And then I thought to myself, I have treasures right in my own home, packed away in storage. I think it's time to take out those treasures. And I was thinking about my mom's dishes. So I unwrapped some of my mom's dishes, and there's a beautiful sugar bowl that is now sitting on the center of my table, along with some flowers and a beautiful candle, and it looked so perfect there. And I thought it was right under my nose the whole time. Why have it packed away in storage when I can walk in and see it and it makes me smile? And then there was a punch bowl set that is from, I think I was about 7 or 8 years old when she received it as a gift. And a family member asked me, I want to get your mother a gift. What should I get her? And I remembered my mother walking past a storefront in Union Center, New Jersey, and seeing this punch bowl set with beautiful birds on it, all different color birds, and it has gold on the top of it. And I have saved that gift all these years, and I took that out and unwrapped it, and I put it on display, and I said, see, it was right there all the time. So that was my feel good, and I invite you to do the same. And in fact, we posted that to our socials, me unwrapping it and placing it and seeing it. And I think, I hope it inspires you because like Ben and my sister, what we want to do is uplift you and inspire you in your life. And we hope we do that. And I want to mention that you can follow us on all our socials.
Yes, please continue to send us your feel goods because just like Ben's, your feel goods make us feel good.
And we're on all the socials. Annette, can you run them down?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. So you'll find all of our clips. Also Spotify and YouTube. Subscribe so you can watch all of our videos. And
we want you to be part of our community.
Yes, definitely.
I feel like we're all a family here. Be part of the Medium at Heart family. Be part of the Medium at Heart community. And if you have any questions for Annette, because we know a lot of you are curious and fascinated by the subject matter, my sister as a medium and the gift of mediumship, Annette, I know you get a lot of questions, and she's very popular at parties.
I love it. Send me your questions, direct message me, send them to me and I'll answer them. And maybe I'll have a story to tell in the next episode.
mediumatheart@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.